Ever just look up at the night sky and kind of, get lost in all those stars?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Who hasn't, right?
It's pretty awe-inspiring, right?
Yeah, it really makes you feel small.
It does. Makes you think about, what's out there.
Exactly.
Well, today on this deep dive, we're going to look back at a time when that what are about space? Well, it got all mixed up with Cold War rivalry.
Oh, yeah. The space race.
You got it.
Talk about a time when science and politics, well, they were really intertwined.
Big time. I mean, we're talking the U.S., the Soviet Union, each trying to prove they were top dog.
And not just here on Earth.
Exactly. Space was the ultimate high ground.
Absolutely. It was all about prestige and proving your technology was better.
So to really get into this, we got to rewind a bit.
Okay, back to the beginning.
Yeah, back to 1957.
Okay.
I want you to imagine for a second.
Okay.
The world's kind of just going about its business. And then, bam, the Soviet Union launches this little metal ball into space.
Sputnik.
Sputnik 1. The first artificial satellite to orbit Earth.
It wasn't very big.
Not at all. But you know what they say? Size isn't everything.
True enough, that little satellite sent shockwaves around the world.
Oh, especially in the U.S.
Definitely.
Suddenly, everyone was looking up worried about what the Soviets might do next.
Because if they could launch a satellite, who's to say they couldn't launch something else?
Yeah, like a weapon or something. I mean, it really shook people up.
It definitely kicked the space race into high gear.
Oh, absolutely. And the U.S. had to respond.
And they did.
They sure did. 1958, NASA is born.
A direct response to Sputnik and the Soviet lead.
It was like saying, game on, we're in this race and we're going to win it.
And they had a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, they did. But they went at it with everything they had.
Starting with Project Mercury.
Right, get an American into space, that was the first goal.
Just prove it could be done.
Exactly.
Right.
And then Gemini took it a step further, practicing spacewalks, docking maneuvers, all the complicated stuff.
Laying the groundwork for the big one.
The moon landing. Project Apollo.
That was the ultimate goal.
It was the prize.
But the Soviets weren't just sitting around,
Oh no, they kept pushing the boundaries too.
They had a string of early successes.
Like Yuri Gagarin.
The first human in space, 1961.
Huge propaganda win for the Soviets.
It really highlighted the pressure the U.S. was under.
Like, they were always playing catch up.
In those early years, it really seemed that way.
And you know what's funny?
What's that?
Thinking about all this cutting edge technology.
Yeah.
The rockets, the spacesuits,
Yeah, what about it?
both sides, they used pencils in space.
Pencils. Really?
Yep. Seems kind of basic, right? For all that high tech stuff.
Yeah, you'd think they'd have some fancy space pen or something.
Right. But nope. Plain old pencils.
Huh. Well, I guess sometimes the simplest tool is the best.
I guess so. But hey, even with all that rivalry,
Yeah.
there were moments of cooperation too.
Oh, yeah, the Apollo-Soyuz test project.
1972, right.
American and Soviet spacecraft docking in orbit.
It was a pretty amazing symbol of cooperation in the middle of all that tension.
Like maybe these two superpowers could work together after all.
Exactly. But okay, let's be real for a sec.
What's up?
No conversation about the space race is complete without talking about the moon landing.
Apollo 11.
July 20th, 1969.
Neil Armstrong taking that first step.
One small step for man.
One giant leap for mankind.
Do you remember where you were when it happened?
Oh, I definitely do. Everyone remembers that day.
It was one of those moments that just captured the world's imagination.
Totally. It was like humanity had achieved the impossible.
And it wasn't just about planting a flag,
No, it was a testament to human ingenuity and what can be accomplished when people work together toward a common goal.
And that legacy, that spirit of exploration, it's still with us today, isn't it?
Absolutely.
When we think about all the advancements that came out of the space race.
Satellites, communication technology,
Materials, science, computer technology,
even medical imaging.
all pushed forward by the need to get to space.
The space race really laid the foundation for a lot of what we take for granted today.
It's amazing to think about.
Yeah, it really is.
But also makes you wonder,
But what?
is there a modern day equivalent to the space race?
That's a good question.
What do you think?
Well, I don't know if there's one single event that captures the same level of global attention and rivalry,
Yep.
but there are definitely areas where countries are pushing the boundaries of technology.
Like what?
artificial intelligence, for example,
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
quantum computing, biotechnology.
Like a new kind of space race,
Maybe, in a way it is.
competing to see who can make the next big breakthrough.
Exactly, and those breakthroughs could have just as big an impact on our lives as the space race did,
So maybe the race is still on.
just on a different playing field.
And who knows where the next giant leap for mankind will take us.
That's the beauty of it all. The future is wide open.
So keep looking up at those stars, folks,
Yeah.
because there's still so much out there to discover.
And who knows what incredible things we'll achieve next.
That's all the time we have for this deep dive. But as always, keep those brains buzzing and keep exploring.
There's a whole universe out there waiting to be discovered.
And who knows, maybe we'll get to see humans on Mars in our lifetime.
I hope so. That would be truly incredible.
Until next time, keep exploring.
And never stop asking questions.
See ya.
Goodbye.